All right, we're live.
Let's do this.
And I think Chuck said he'll be joining us, and Josh is, I don't know.
Josh is at the Ferrari minivan dealership.
Yeah.
He had a custom Ferrari minivan made.
Exactly.
It's not. I mean, most dealerships have Wi-Fi and customer area. I'm surprised he's not able to.
I don't know. Yeah, he's texting me, so he must not have internet access, or he's got maybe limited access. I don't know, but
yeah.
I just found last night our forms were broken on the content upgrades. So there was like two major problems. One of them was that one of the forms, like for the content upgrade, the validation was messed up, so that for first name it was trying to validate it as a valid email address. So we probably lost a lot of conversions there. And then the second problem that
you're talking Bulldog Mindset.
No, this is for a simple programmer. So both of the content upgrade forms there were not sending content upgrades. They were connected to the wrong form in Drip. So they were not actually sending the upgrade. So people were registering and not getting the download. I guess people weren't complaining about it, but that's a serious faux pas.
I saw that happening with some of our stuff as well. Then I had one of my employees go and do a complete audit of each and every download on the website. Like go and do everything. And then she found a whole bunch of things like old content upgrades or wrong content upgrades mapped to the wrong form and all those things.
Yeah, but I got it fixed. I added a content upgrade. Finally, we were talking about like on that top post, the top 50 programming languages, right? After I had the discussion with Josh yesterday, like our meeting, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Like, because he's busy and we don't have any other resources.
You created an opt-in for it?
Yeah, I just created an opt-in for it.
What is it? What is the opt-in?
It is basically the ultimate, what did I call it? It was like programming interview ultimate guide, or like ultimate guide for programming interview. Because
you said it's programming languages.
No, this is the top 50 programming interview questions.
Oh, interview questions.
So yeah, so I'm going to be A/B testing a few different things there. Right now, what I have is just a lame Word document. Well, it was something that I compiled for the career guide that we never actually used. So I had this lying around. So I'm just using that as the upgrade, which it doesn't really matter right now. But I'm having Rodrigo format it, make it look nice. And then I put in an Upwork job for $50 for someone to write up a Q&A of the top 10 interview questions for Java. So right now I'm getting like 5% conversion rate on the form so far, which is pretty good. So it'll add a lot of emails, probably like an extra 100 emails a day or so. Yep. So I've done my work for Simple Programmer for the year.
Yeah.
I've increased our revenue by 25% with 2 hours worth of work. Basically, it'll equate to that.
100 new opt-ins per day, you said?
Yeah, at least.
What was the opt-in on it earlier?
What was the opt-in earlier? It was just a generic one, whatever the generic site-wide one was.
I almost feel like generic opt-ins should be banned. You should. I've literally been like going at it and finding that every generic opt-in is useless, more or less, except for the front page.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, to create the content upgrades takes some effort. So what makes sense to me is to look at use the 80-20 rule here, right? You don't want to create specific content upgrades for every single blog post that you do. But what you want to do is for the 20% that give you 80% of the traffic, create content upgrades.
Yes. At the same time, I also think there is a lot of value in content downgrades.
Yeah, downgrades, upgrades. Yeah.
It doesn't really take much time to create a PDF version of the blog post and offer that. And even that will have a higher conversion than your default pop-up or default generic. Like that itself will probably get like 4 or 5% conversion compared to 1% at best on the default.
Exactly. So yeah. So I've got that in place now, and then for the other posts, Josh already had one of our contractors working on like the top 10 programming languages. They're updating that post and making a content upgrade specifically for that. So that'll be good. So then we'll be capturing a lot of those emails we weren't capturing before. So,
how many emails are you guys getting per month right now?
Let's see. I think it's like somewhere around. It's like 200 a day. So
6,000.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But we have got unsubscribes too, and I don't know how much Josh is culling the list. Let me see. Like in October, we grabbed how many emails? Oh shoot! It doesn't give me a total. Oh, 3,032 new subscribers.
So you effectively doubled the email list growth.
I think so. We'll see what happens, but it should be. That's why I was like, this is critical. This needs to be done, right? Like, so that's why I was like, I'm going to go do this now because I can't wait around for this not to get done. I think it's gonna, it should 25% increase our revenue. I think, like just as one move. So I'm gonna A/B test it and get this solid. I want to get like a 7% conversion rate minimum.
What is
which
it?
I think I can achieve. I just threw it up, but it's at 5.14 right now. So
yeah,
I don't think.
So I do double attack on this. So the way I do is, one is embedded forms inside that post, where they literally can like download, like as they're scrolling, it's embedded in there, right?
Oh, right.
So that one gets around 7 to 8% on my best posts. And then the opt-in, the pop-up gets around 2%.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I just have the pop-up right now.
Yeah.
I need to look at one of yours. Let me take a look. What's a good example of one I can look at?
Deep Work. So if you look for Deep Work PDF, just go online, search for Deep Work PDF.
Okay.
You should see me somewhere.
Okay. So, I see. Download Deep Work PDF summary. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need to do. Okay, I'm going to make that my next task.
So it's spaced out, like there are 3 or 4 opt-ins. And the cool thing about the opt-in is that it keeps the person on the post, on the page.
Yeah, because they can just...
Yeah.
That's true. That's a really good point. Okay, and you still have the pop-up that shows up.
Yeah, when someone is that's only exit intent.
It's only exit intent. Interesting.
Yeah. So
I'll have to test. I have it popping up as soon as you get to the page.
Yeah.
But what kind of rate are you getting on this? You're getting like 10% or something like that?
Yeah, so 7 to 8% on the inline, and 2% on the pop-up.
So a total of 10% on that.
So people who are scrolling and reading, they are getting the option constantly to be able to download the PDF without getting, without any kind of interruption.
Yeah.
As they're scrolling down, they're getting their option. But then as soon as they try to eject, then again, they get that option.
Yeah.
And that's, literally 10%. And on-page time is also really good, like around 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try that out and see. I bet I'll be able to get somewhere around 10%.
Like that keeps the Google ranking solid, because otherwise, if you have pop-ups coming up too quickly and people exiting the page, then that also affects the SEO ranking.
That's a good point. Yeah, because they'll exit the page when they put in their...
Yeah, so Google is looking at the overall time on the page, and it's seeing that overall time is not high enough. But if you keep them on the page with the opt-in, and when they enter the email, it just says, success, the PDF will be in your inbox. So that way, they still stay on the page while the email has been sent.
Yep. I like it. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Okay, I'm gonna try that for this opt-in, and then I'll probably fix the other ones as well, the content upgrades.
I agree. Like at least for the 80/20, like your top 10 pages, everyone should just do very custom content upgrades.
Yeah.
Top 10 or whatever, the ones that drive probably 80% of your traffic, more or less.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that could make a big difference. Because I think if I just mess with these content upgrades on these pages, like I can get us getting an extra, maybe a total of 200 to 300 emails a day.
Yeah, you can double.
Huge.
You can double it.
Yeah, maybe even triple the email, that's huge. That'll move the needle more than pretty much anything else we could do, I think. So
yeah. I just I'm in the like I've kind of sort of written the 100 best self-help books. It's there, but we're constantly editing it. That should that has so many upgrades in it. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Basically every book summary is an upgrade. Like download PDF of this summary, this summary, this summary, this summary. So it basically makes it almost a Trojan horse.
Yep. Nice.
So at War Room, this girl has been buying blogs to boost her traffic.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
She was talking about that. One of the things she talked about. So there are a couple of things that I really enjoyed at War Room. So she's looking at, she goes in, she looks for blogs that are in the similar space as her.
Yeah.
She has a knitting blog, knitting / like DIY crafts for women.
Okay.
She literally goes in and finds blogs which have decent traffic and will pay them 1 to 2x trailing revenue.
Yeah.
For past year.
Which for most of them it's zero.
Well,
like $100 or something like that.
So the metric she is looking at is RPM. Revenue per 1,000 visitors.
Right.
Most of them are just using AdSense to monetize, so they're around
exactly
$2 to $4 RPM.
Yeah.
$2 to $4 per 1,000 visitors.
Such a cheap, yeah.
Right. While she's able to get it all the way to $100 to $200 RPM.
Oh my God! Damn.
Because she embeds her own opt-ins and basically advertising to her own courses rather than some random Google AdSense.
Right. So she's buying the traffic there. She's keeping those sites, and then just adding the opt-ins to the.
She's keeping the sites intact, but she's driving from there to her sales page or her opt-in.
I wonder if she could just move the content to her own site and then 301 redirect the.
Right. I'm interested to see if that itself will like boost her traffic, but like that would basically make everything her own.
Yeah.
From that site.
And then less to manage over time, because eventually you phase out the other sites, but it'd be interesting to try. It was a strategy I was trying to do with Simple Programmer at one point. I still might resume it at some point. I bought a couple of blogs, and we tried opt-ins on those, but we never really put in the full effort to get that working.
Mm-hmm.
So we make some money from the ads on those. It paid back what we spent on it for sure. But
why don't you advertise your own stuff on it?
We tried it, but we didn't have it working. So that's a project that could be done, is to like figure out the right opt-in for it, and because there's still traffic going to those blogs, but we just need a good offer. Or
just advertise your own courses on it.
I know, but we need an opt-in for that. That will
so yeah, I mean, opt-in or no opt-in, just
straight advertising.
No.
No, it's got to be an opt-in to get an email and then pitch from there.
Mostly that's the right way to do it, but yeah. So that one was a really good kind of interesting thing to learn.
You could do something pretty similar with your stuff, because a book summary is like, those sites aren't making a lot of money. Most of them, people that.
It's not, most of them are not book summary sites, but they're like personal development sites.
Exactly.
So that would be really good to get, buy a bunch of personal development sites. And I think what would be interesting is to buy one and see how you can convert them into, like, if you can you can get a higher, like move them from $2 RPM to $100 RPM. And if that can happen, then you can scale that effort. But damn, man, like there's so much that you can do all by yourself on your own blog that it's like now you have to start that effort, which is quite a bit.
Yeah, I know.
Right. I mean, I was looking at her blog in general. She still doesn't have as much traffic as I would have thought after all of it. Probably because she doesn't do 301 redirects. She's just buying the blocks to basically sell the product directly rather than redirecting all the traffic to her domain. The other thing that was interesting at War Room was they were talking a lot about like making your business scalable. And Roland, you know Roland Fraser?
Yeah.
One of the guys there, right? He was talking about how I think there was some conversation with Tony Robbins, and he's like, yeah, unfortunately, I'm a dancing bear in a circus.
Yeah.
I get paid when I do something, but that's about it. It's an unfortunate, like, it's cash flow business, but it's not a real business. Like, and that's why he actually wrote the book Money Master the Game.
Yeah.
The action guide, right? Because from that he was able to funnel people into his own fund.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And now, as one of the principals of the funds, he has, I think, $1 billion in assets now.
Yeah.
So that has changed the game for him. That's like a legit business compared to what he's been doing all along. So they were talking a lot about how you should be thinking about figuring out ways to make it scalable, because otherwise you end up being a dancing bear.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah. So one of the things I saw come across from a bunch of people, or as I was conversing with people, some guy was like, oh man, I used to subscribe to this service where every month we would have a call with an author, like entrepreneurship book or marketing book. We would have the call with the author, and it was like $100 a month, and every month there was a new book and a new author, and we got a book and the call with the author.
You could totally do that.
Yeah, I could do that. The challenge is to figure out, or not. I mean, the problem with, or not the problem. Like the challenge here is like going after a very specific pain point for the audience that is, common amongst the audience enough that they'll pay for $100, rather than just saying, hey, you just pay $100 and I'll bring in whoever I like. Right. So it has to go towards a common goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, like pre fame and YouTube days and able to like talk to authors that I want to, I would have easily just paid you $100 a month to be able to like get on phone calls to talk to authors of the books I read. Like, you know what I mean? As long as they're in the personal development entrepreneurial space, like I wouldn't care what I just for the privilege of being able to do it, I would easily pay that money.
So
there's a lot of book junkies.
I mean, there are two ways to test it. I want to test this, right? I want to figure out how I can actually make this work. So either go after my list and try to sell this to the list initially and see what happens, which is probably the best way to do it, or try to go down the path of like Facebook advertising and trying to do that.
Yeah.
See if you can convert people to this idea. But I still believe like having it spaced out would be like, if it's just spacey and like, oh yeah, I'll just randomly bring authors, that'd be crazy. But if it was like, okay, I'll bring authors in marketing, then I'll attract a very niche audience.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. Very dedicated audience in some ways.
Yeah.
Or productivity. I mean, productivity, I'm not sure if people will pay that much. as much as they would pay for probably marketing or entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not sure self-help will do as well as some of the more make money spaces.
Yeah, that's true.
So what's the best way to test this? This is what I'm thinking. Because if I'm going to bring the author, I have to at least give them some incentive to bring them on, right?
Yeah.
Or tell them, okay, I'm going to buy 100 books. And
well, oh yeah. I mean, you could also later release the video to your YouTube channel, so they're going to get the author's going to get promotion essentially.
Right. But that's after the fact, where the author is assuming the author doesn't know when they get that publicity compared to what's in it for me now is going to be a pretty difficult question to answer.
Yeah, I mean that's where I think it's a publicity, you're getting interviewed, you're going to get exposure is still the best, because you don't want to cross the monetary gap. I mean, I like the idea of buying books. I think that works as well. But then what are you going to do? You're going to buy these books and ship them to everyone that is signed up.
Just give them digital copies of the books.
And how are you going to do that in a way that's scalable?
It's not such a big deal. If you have their email addresses of Kindles, everyone gets a digital copy of the book. You can.
Yeah, but if you have 1,000 people, how are you going to do that?
I could just have a VA go and send those books by email to everyone.
To 1,000 people?
Yeah, 10,000. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's a pain in the ass.
If I have your email, Amazon Kindle address, I'm sure there's a script that I can write, or someone can write it for me, where it'll just, I have this copy, just go and send this book to this email address, this email address, this email address, this email address.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Or bulk buy, and there probably is a way to do that. That's definitely not something that is a challenge per se.
Yeah. Okay.
It's easily overcomable challenge. If I pay a VA $20 for the whole day, they'll get that done. All of their do is take the form and just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
So delivering the book is not a problem, especially a digital version, right?
Yeah.
And it's only $10 most of the times. So
then that's a decent incentive if you have, especially if you have both of those. If you're okay, you're going to get free advertising and buying X number of copies of the book. So.
So what's my game plan here? I should probably approach more of my friendly authors and try to see if they would be down for something like this initially.
Yeah.
Right? More of the ones who I've already worked with in the past, to see if they're cool with it.
Yeah.
And then once they agree to it, to a certain price point or whatever, not price point, but number of books that are sold, then I could go to my audience and say, we're doing this masterclass on this topic. Just pay $50 to join and see what happens, rather than try to sell them on a monthly. Because if I can sell them on one,
right,
I can probably repeat that offer again and then put them in a membership.
I agree. That's a good way to test it. Yeah.
Right. Because then it's easier to market that specific pain point rather than, hey, just join my random book club.
Yeah. No, I agree. That makes sense.
All right. What would be cool is if I can get Reid Hoffman right now. Reid Hoffman just released this book, Scaling or something. So if I tell him, hey, we'll buy 100, 200 copies of the book, come do a book club style discussion with us. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to do that with me?
Do what? Do a book club?
Get Reid Hoffman on the call and sell it on, maybe not Reid Hoffman, because that doesn't jive with your audience. Does it?
I mean, there's some overlap. Anything entrepreneurship or businesses.
I mean, he's a LinkedIn founder, so I'm sure people will be
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
people would want to hear from him.
Yeah.
What would be one book that your audience would want the most to be a part of, like this discussion?
When David Goggins' new book comes out.
That'll be good. That'll be hard to get as well.
Yeah.
Who else? Some existing book.
I mean, Jesse Itzler, the Living with a Seal.
Okay. We can get him.
Definitely like David Data, right? With Superior Man.
That'll be tough. Yeah, I see what's going on here.
Jack Donovan.
You're talking about a very specific theme.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like the Bulldog Mindset Book Club.
Exactly. Yeah. Those are, well, you're asking which ones. I'm telling you, like, Jack Donovan, Rollo Tomasi.
I bet getting Rollo Tomasi wouldn't be that hard.
No, he wouldn't be too hard. He's doing a lot of public stuff now. So
especially with an offer like that, we'll buy $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Like no matter what happens, we just put down the money to buy the $100, and then we sell the damn thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Or the other way around. We go ahead and sell the damn thing for a month out from now, see what happens, and then tell the author, hey, I'm ready to buy 200 books if you want to do this masterclass with me. If he says no, we just return the money to our audience.
Yeah, true.
Is that so? What would be the better way to test this?
I mean, that's a good way to test it.
Right? Just go ahead and sell it and then try to get the author.
Well, you got to sell it with the author name for sure.
Yeah. You know exactly who the author you're going to get, the book you want to get. Go ahead and I go and sell 200 spaces or whatever. And now the author has to agree or not agree.
I mean, you got to secure the author first. Otherwise, what could happen is that they could get around to him that he's doing this thing, right? Mm-hmm. People could email him and be like, "Oh, I'm excited to do your," and then we'll be fucked. So
okay, so you can drop it to him that, hey, we're thinking of doing this, so we're going to be running an experiment, or we're going to be running a test.
Yeah.
If you're up for it, we'll let you know within a month what happens.
Oh, okay, that's a possibility. Yeah, that would work.
You can do this or not. In the meanwhile,
I mean, the best thing though from the author to pitch to the author is to not make this a monetary thing, is to make it like a, just like a cool like meet and greet. You're going to get exposure to these people, our audience, and we're going to offer this masterclass to our audience where we're going to interview you, and then we're going to air it publicly, and we'll buy a copy of the book for everyone that joins. This way you're not pitching it as like, it's a framing, right? If you frame it as you're the talent and we're going to charge tickets to watch for your performance, mm-hmm. then they're going to be like, where's my money? Mm-hmm. But if you frame it as we're giving you a publicity opportunity, and we're also going to be, exposing people to your books and buying copies of your book, mm-hmm. that's a total different thing. Like, this is a free publicity opportunity for you, right. Where you actually, so, that's the frame.
I mean, of course, I have sold that a long time when people do my podcast, right?
Right.
It was free publicity opportunity to come to my podcast and get in front of thousands and thousands of people.
For sure.
Right. But in this case, when we're not publicly putting it out, it becomes a challenge, right? In the sense, there are tickets to the event, so that changes the game.
Right. Yeah, I just wouldn't like highlight that. It doesn't matter. The author doesn't really need to like know about what's going on behind the scenes. So
the author doesn't need to know what's going on behind the scenes, but if the author is incentivized by saying, hey, we're going to buy 100 books, come join us.
Yeah, that's fine. That part is fine. Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying I'm going to give you $1,000. I'm saying we're going to buy 100 books.
Right.
And all those 100 people who are part of the buying, they would like to get on a call with you to hear from you.
Yeah.
Right. the live session with you. And it's interesting what you said, like put it publicly after. You think people will then not even buy the next time around because they know they'll see it publicly later anyways?
No, I don't think that's an issue because you get the chance to actually ask questions, right? And maybe what we publish is just like some highlights from it, not the full thing, right? So
Maybe
it
the
still gives
first
publicity
20
to
or
the
30
author.
minutes and say, okay, for the full one, go into the members area.
Yeah. Yep. And then you can sell the back catalog too.
Yeah.
That would be probably the best way to do it.
The amazing thing about this is or the challenging and the amazing thing is if this works, it's a very simple machine.
Yeah.
All we need is authors coming in for these calls. And basically every week there can be one new author coming in and doing this live. But yeah, the initial testing and figuring out all the pieces is going to take some time. It's almost similar to what MentorBox guys are doing, except that there's no live component to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
No, this would be a live component. This would be live.
It has to be live. There's that's the reason why people should join it, because it's live.
Yeah.
What can be done? Yeah. I mean. What about Clockwork? Clockwork wouldn't really work for your audience.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I did a review on it. That was a good book.
Yeah, but it's just not.
My audience might not be advanced enough. Of them might not be advanced enough to know that they need this solution to this problem, right? Like every entrepreneur that's been running a business for more than a year, Clockwork is a solution to their problem.
Yeah. What would be a good book that could be pitched right now to see what happens?
Like a recently released book is probably good too, because it has hype. Both the author will be interested in
popularizing it.
The Laws of Human Nature would be a good one if we could get Robert Greene. He's been doing a lot of. I think Brandon Carter just interviewed him. He's on a lot of YouTube channels.
Laws of Human Nature, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. What else? Maybe we should look
James Clear, Atomic Habits. James, I just interviewed James as well. So I've already interviewed him, so he'd be probably open to it. And he's like #1 New York Times bestseller, or like #2 right now. So
that might be.
What's that?
That might be the best.
Yeah, right now. That's that one. Yeah, that would be the.
Right. Can you tell how many books he's selling right now with the ranks?
It's a lot. I don't know how. I mean, I had this KDP Spy thing installed. Let me see. Atomic Habits. See if it's got. Still have this installed.
And this is freaking Seth Godin is going to be hard to get, anyways.
Yeah, he would be hard to get. But
you probably won't get swayed by this.
No, I don't think so. He'd be more swayed by I think he'd be more swayed by the I don't know, community aspect of it, like the starting a movement type of, right? Rather than he doesn't care if people buy the books.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the plugin anymore. There's a plugin called KDP Spy. I don't know why I uninstalled it. I should be using this. But I bought this thing too. Yeah, I did. Why would I uninstall it? I'm installing it now. So I ran the marathon.
Nice.
I destroyed it for under 4 hours. I was aiming for under 4 hours. I ran it in 3 hours and 47 minutes. And hey, Chuck.
I made it.
All
Right.
right.
I was just saying I ran the marathon and I destroyed the time.
Nice.
Was goal time was 4 hours. I did it 3 hours and 47 minutes.
So now you qualify for Boston?
No, I need 3 hours and 5 minutes for Boston.
Holy shit.
My Garmin said I did it in 3 hours and 42 minutes because I ended up running 0.6 extra just because it was all the curves and whatnot. So, but yeah, I killed it. It was so easy. It was painless. Like I was basically just cruising. Like the plan was to run like 9-minute mile for the first 2 miles. I was a little bit faster than that. I had to take a piss break right on the first mile. So that slowed me down a little bit, but then I sped back up. And then like miles like 3 through 13, I was supposed to run like an 850 to 855 mile, but I just couldn't do it. I had to run like 845. I kind of hit like 850, but I just couldn't slow myself down because it was just like too damn slow.
You know what we could do is we could all collaborate to bring James Clear.
Oh yeah, that's
Simple
true.
Programmer, Bulldog Mindset, 2000 books, and Chuck as well. So we're bringing a bunch of communities to do this.
To do what?
You don't know. It doesn't matter. We signed you up. Right. We could say, hey, we're going to bring all of these different communities together, and we're going to buy whatever 100, 200 book. Maybe that's, I don't know, 100, 200, 500.
Yeah.
And sell the hell out of it.
Oh, James Clear's new book?
Yeah. Like sell the course, like sell it like a course or a masterclass rather than sell it like. So what John and I are talking about is somewhat like bringing the author on to do a live session with the audience, and like people pay to join the live session so that they can have their questions answered.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, that's like the Atomic Habits is a book that probably kind of, it goes definitely, it's something that was common amongst all of us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Productivity book that'll be.
Yeah.
That each one of us can kind of sell in our own way.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like a $50 masterclass or something.
Oh yeah.
And
there's so many damn tools that. All right, I'm trying to get this thing installed, but
yeah, I'm down. I'm sure I could sell a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Why is it not working?
We can all basically be the affiliates to that thing.
Yeah.
And make that, whatever is after expense, everyone's affiliate code will, whoever sells whatever gets the money accordingly. So
yeah,
simple.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, so
I don't know if he'd want a per seat or a, just to go up. But.
I'm sure if we have the right incentive for him, because these guys are anyways doing free podcasts and YouTube and all that stuff anyways. So if you have the right incentive, all they're doing the free podcast for is what? To sell more books.
Yep.
So if we have the incentive, that's what John and I were talking about right now. We have the incentive and say, hey, you can we'll buy 100, 200, 500 copies of the book if you come do the masterclass for us. I'm sure he'll find a way to do it. It's only a couple of hours of his time.
Yep.
So Atomic Habits. Oh, the Kindle version is only sales ranked 196.
Mm-hmm.
But shit, you know what the estimated monthly revenue is?
Mm-hmm.
$139,830. Estimated monthly sales is about 10,000 sales.
Okay, so 300 books a day.
Pretty damn good. That's just for the Kindle though. That doesn't include the paperback and audio. So they're probably making like $500,000 or $600,000 a month on this book.
Okay, so here's my crazy idea.
That's gross though, right? So author cut. So he's probably making $60,000 a month on the book.
So let me ask you this. Why should we go after the new authors at that point? We're much better off going after the older authors whose books have already died off, and we can give them a push and we can give them a bump, and they only have to spend a couple of hours and still get a lot of artifacts. Like that book is not selling that much anymore.
Yeah,
I have gone after older authors.
Yeah,
and they have come out to my podcast for free anyways.
I mean, yeah. The thing is, like, if you can do if you can get the new authors, I mean, like, let's say James Clear. Like, it'd be better to get him, right? Because this book is popular, people are interested in this book.
Yeah.
Right. He's got the buzz, so we'll attract more. We'll sell more seats. But you're right. But if he says no, but if we had to struggle, like, it's easier to get the older authors. I agree, but you should try and get the more hot ones first, right? And those guys are also very motivated to sell because they're just doing a lot of promotion for the book anyway. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess it's almost like we try it.
Yeah.
If it works, great. If he agrees, great. If not, we go to our list of secondary authors that we can go after and actually make a sale to them, and they'd be open to the idea. And there's a lot of authors who are really good, like they're ranked really well on Amazon today. Not ranked, but they have really high ratings on Amazon.
Right.
Yeah. But their books are probably not selling more than 5 or 10 copies a day anymore because it's an old book now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if we give them a boost, that helps with their rankings, that hopefully helps them sell more copies. You know, it changes the game for them a lot more compared to James Clear, who's already selling a whole lot.
Yeah. True.
So someone like the Practicing Mind guy, what's his name? Thomas Turner?
Yeah.
That might be along the lines of Bulldog Mindset as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Simple Programmer as well. And like, so it's a programming audience, entrepreneurial audience, and personal development audience.
Yeah.
Or we could have someone like, if we go down the route of startups, maybe not. Because you probably have a shit ton of authors. I have a shit ton of authors in my my directory that I can.
I have a few as well. I think Freelancer Show, we got a few big names.
What?
I think we got Michael Port one time.
Michael Port. Okay.
I think we got David Allen.
Oh, nice. Yeah, David Allen. Though I'm not sure if he would do it for that.
No, he's a little bit tricky to get.
Yeah, I mean, he would do it for a podcast, but I don't think he cares for like selling another 10 books.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we got a couple of other folks too. And I also, I know people that have connections to some of these folks that would be willing to go to bat for me too. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we can brainstorm this later and just be like, hey, you know, these are kind of the books that we think we can knock it out of the park with, and then we can see who in our networks can help us connect to them if we don't have a direct.
Yeah. I mean, more or less, it's not that hard for me to get those connections anymore. And probably same for John, because we're in the space where they know that they could use our help.
Yeah.
It's actually not that hard anymore when you tell them the numbers and everything and what we do.
Yeah.
So we just have to agree on what book or what author it is, and then go to bat, reach out and ask them, hey, you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, maybe have a list of 5 authors, go after them and see what happens. If all 5 agree, that's cool too, because we can stage them out, like we can space them out and do this on an ongoing basis.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, we could even partner then over, like, if they're willing to let us record and distribute the masterclass.
Well, we own everything once they do that.
No, I agree. I'm saying between us, you know, Simple Programmer, Bulldog Mindset, DevChat TV, and 2000 Books. You know, but we could set up some kind of membership or shopping cart or something for people to buy it after the fact too.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. catalog.
Yeah, and then we can work out the details on how we split revenue and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's doable. It's a matter of just getting the audience, and if we can show that we have an audience, and if we can actually not show but actually sell,
Yeah,
then there's no reason for the author to not show up.
that's true too, right? Is if we get one of these to really click into place, right? So we get James Clear, and then we get, a few hundred, 500,000 people, however many people we can get to show up, and then we can turn around and we can say, hey, look, we did this, so basically give them a case study.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we set it up. We had this many people show up. They bought this many books off of our affiliate accounts on Amazon. They, the author walked away with this much money for showing up, and
money or like books sold.
Maybe a better metric for them. Whatever they care about, but
money might not be easy might not be the perfect metric for a lot of the authors, but books sold is probably an easier metric.
I agree.
Jesse Itzler couldn't care less about us making him $1,000.
Yeah,
right.
But if we sell 100 copies of the book or 200 copies of the book, he'd probably be excited for that.
Well, plus whatever else they're pitching, right? Like for Jesse Itzler, he's really gung ho about his new course, right? So
resume.
Yeah, if you gave him an opportunity to pitch that would be right, a motivating factor.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the other thing is we can also go, not necessarily, I don't want to say like B list, and you're talking about people who have had big books that aren't selling as many copies anymore, but we could also go a tier lower, to people who are not the big names, and get a couple of case studies out of that too, right? We were able to drive sales of this many, blah blah blah, and then we might be able to get the attention of somebody that's a little bit harder to get.
Yeah, I mean, we can approach from the two different angles, see whichever one works, and go after it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We just need to agree on one author and then start doing the due diligence.
Well, I'm happy to see if we can line up James Clear.
So it sounds like James Clear is the guy here.
I'd be delighted if we could do that.
Yeah, I had him on. I interviewed him before his book launched on my YouTube channel. So,
sounds like you were the one ringing the bell, ringing the cat. I mean, what do we call it?
I don't know.
Putting the bell around the cat.
Oh, okay, but yeah, but we need like a solid plan and pitch for this. If you give me, I'll email him if you give me the email.
All right, I will. I will write the email.
All right.
You tell. Let's talk about the email right now.
Basically, I'll like participate and but I'm not gonna do any of the work.
Yeah.
I just don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the time. So like, if you want to do this, like, I'll jump on the call. I'll send an email or two, but
I'll do all the work. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll write the emails for you guys as well.
Yeah.
So you can send it to your audience, and I'll write the email for Atomic Habits, or for what's his name, James. The thing I want to understand. Okay, so what are we selling to him? I'm assuming we're trying to sell the idea of we're doing a virtual book club, and it's going to be selling the books to the audience. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like everyone who joins the book club will. Maybe like, how do we say it? We'll guarantee you 500 sales.
Well, we can't guarantee that many. I mean, we don't want to put a guarantee on the sales. We're just going to be like, look, we've got. If all three of us are doing this, we're talking about our combined audience, right? So we'll say we've got, the three of us. We have a total of. We're going to be sending this out to 300,000 people or whatever it is, 150,000, whatever that total number is. And anyone who joins we'll be purchasing a copy of the book, and it'll be promotion. It'll be promotion at the very least to all of our audience that we're doing, right? Exposure for the book.
Yeah.
Which we'll put a link for the book in there, and then we'll be publishing segments of the book review on YouTube and various platforms where we'll be advertising. So,
yep,
big promotion opportunity. Basically, yeah. I mean, from that perspective, that's like there's no one offering anything close to that in terms of promotion.
So
when they ask someone to come on a podcast,
so where's the upside for us? Because if we're doing a promotional thing, are we charging people to come, or
yeah,
okay,
we're charging them like
it's a live masterclass kind of thing.
Yeah,
with Q&A.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense. Would we just include a book purchase as part of the deal? Or?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll sell that probably for like $49 or $99, and see what happens. Maybe try like a early bird and then go after the bigger one.
Yep.
Well, the other thing is then if he's willing to come on and talk on YouTube with me for 5 minutes, right, about what's coming, and talk to Manny on YouTube for 5 minutes, and just kind of
Well, we don't want to make it too complicated for him. So whatever we can do to make it really simple, that just show up on this call.
Yeah.
And we will take it from here. Right.
Well, we could also point them to John's video.
Right, John. I mean, that's exactly the point. John will send their email.
Yeah.
He's the one who's already he already knows James, so it's not a big deal.
All I'm saying is that he's already had James on his YouTube channel for Bulldog Mindset. So we could just say, look, we're here's a quick, interview that James did, but you get more in depth, you get the Q&A, you get all the
I see.
The book, and so you can promote it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean to the audience?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? You actually might turn people off because they're like, okay, I already watched the interview. Why do I need to go and pay for it now?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to give people a taste of what they're getting.
Yeah, which is the book itself.
Yeah, that's true.
How can this be? Yeah, the simplest, I want to keep it as simple as possible.
No, I agree.
And the simplest thing is just send an email.
Yeah.
Say, this is what we're offering. These are the things we're offering. Anyone who joins will be purchasing a copy of the book, promotion of the book to 300,000 plus people in different formats on podcasts, YouTube, and email list, right? And basically, yeah. And a live masterclass with Q&A, with live Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
And what else are we offering, John? To the email to James.
The big selling points is the biggest selling point is that we're mailing the exposure of his book to over 150,000 people. We'll have to add up the entire numbers.
Yeah.
We'll have to get Josh to buy in on this too, because if we're going to mail it to Simple Programmer List, right? So, which I think we should.
I think if there was a way to connect the Simple Programmer membership drive with it, that might be cool too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
You could say if you join, well, yeah, I'll let Josh figure it out because it gets complicated with what he's trying.
Yeah, if you want to tie it into the membership drive as some kind of bonus or give them a discount or something like that, yeah, you'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest one. And then also that anyone who joins will automatically be buying a copy of the book. That's number 2. And then number 3 is that we'll use clips from this that will be publicized on our YouTube channels and possibly have some paid advertising behind it, which we can just throw $10. Or no, we won't say possibly, we will. We'll just say, because you can throw $10 at a Facebook ad. And that's paid advertising at it, and that incentivizes. So I'd say those are the 4 selling points in order of the relevance.
Yeah.
How do we deal with international sales then if we're going to ship them a copy of the book?
No,
They're going to get digital.
We're going to get them digital. Okay.
Yep.
once they give us their Amazon Kindle account email, we'll just send them the copy of the book.
Can you do that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I've never done that.
I've done it tons of times, man. I've done giveaways of books.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Given where you're at, yeah, that makes
I've
sense.
done tons of giveaways of books, and every time I just, people send me their email address, and I send them the Amazon Kindle copy of the book. Boom.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that you're doing that kind of a thing, I'm wondering if I can do the same thing with like pragmatic programmers or.
Yeah, you can. You can do it for any book you want.
Having thoughts. Anyway, yeah, that sounds terrific.
Yeah. So, okay, so here's what I have, the list of things that we're going to write in the email. Anyone who joins will be purchasing a copy of the book, promotion of the book to 300,000 plus followers in different formats, podcast, YouTube, email list. I think it is 300 plus thousand when we think of that. Podcast, YouTube, email, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's probably pretty close to that.
Yeah, I have over 50,000 and John has over 200,000 and Chuck, you have over 100,000 plus in your podcast itself, right?
About 75,000.
Right. And then Simple Programmer has another 50, 75, 100,000. So we're almost like 500,000 together. So live masterclass with live Q&A, probably 2 hours long. I'm mailing this to over 150,000, emailing this to 100,000, 150,000 people. We will use clips from this on YouTube podcast and to promote it.
Yeah.
Promote the book after the fact. Promote the book and the masterclass. We will also advertise it to our. We will also advertise it through. Also advertise it. Does James have a course on this right now? Atomic Habits course?
I don't think so.
We can tell him, hey, you can feel free to promote your course.
Yeah.
You will have the opportunity to promote your course.
To promote your course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if he has a course. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can then just tell the people about your course. I'm pretty sure he sells a course, like it's a $200 course.
Yeah.
We will be the affiliate to that course. We'll tell him that.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah. And we can tell him, all you need to do is say yes and give us 2 hours of your time, and everything else will be taken care of. You don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Yeah, that's ideal because then all he has to do is whatever prep he wants to do and then just show up.
Just show up, literally, and everything else we'll take care of it.
Yep.
Okay.
I got on at just the right time.
It's called Habits Academy. He has one course on his
Okay.
website. How much is it? $299. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Oops.
Because it's kind of the perfect upsell from a $50 or $100 masterclass that we put on.
Exactly.
It's kind of the next tier up. The other thing is
$50 masterclass, $300 course.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that, I mean, I could probably sell a few of those on an affiliate deal too, pitching that the right way, or selling the one and then with an upsell to the other. If we have it out there or something, people can buy from us.
Yep.
Because this lines up really nicely with the developer freedom stuff that I'm talking about is, hey, look, you build good habits and then, a lot of the work, a lot of the tedious stuff doesn't have to, be thought about anymore.
Yep. Yeah. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna draft the email and send it out to you, John.
Okay,
You can send it to James, and let's see what happens.
sounds good.
Yep. Besides, I'm good with you guys making me some money.
Exactly. All you need to do is actually, it'd be cool if you can have a blurb on it on your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
With the link.
Yeah,
So
I have a little bit of remnant space for sponsorship, so I can just bring it up.
Exactly. So you can
Nice.
use that as a space and actually sell it as I will be there live interviewing him, and you guys will be there live with me talking. Like you submit your questions, and you'll be able to ask those questions.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll have to police the webinar in some ways, but yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, yeah, I can tell people, look, I'll be there live, helping make things run, and I'm looking forward to interacting with you all and talking about this stuff.
Yeah. How do we make sure that people are able to ask their questions?
We use something like not Blue Jeans. What's the
Okay.
most what's the one?
Zoom?
Webinar software?
Zoom.
I have a webinar account for Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many attendees does it allow max?
My account, I can do up to 100, but I can upgrade it if I have to.
But what's the max that Zoom can handle?
I haven't seen a real hard limit.
No, I'm sure they do. The key is like James, you and I and John and Josh can be on the video. Everyone else has to be audio only. And
Exactly,
only when they raise their hands, that's when they're on audio. Otherwise, they're silent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. When they can ask questions, right? They can.
Yeah, when it's time to ask questions.
Yeah.
You can submit questions, and then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be cool. People will have to submit their questions ahead of time.
Exactly.
And we will, we'll try to get all of them answered in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, you can even do it real time. Like when the webinar is going, they can submit questions through the app, and then you can filter them and choose which ones that you're gonna.
That too, but it's good if we
Yeah.
can submit ahead of time so we can actually prep it.
I like that. The other thing is then if we wind up getting duplicates, we can say, oh, this one got asked 6 times, so we'll ask that one first.
Yeah, we know which one are the most important ones.
Yeah. So it looks like you can upgrade to 1,000 participants.
Exactly. So we can actually sell it saying we only have room for 1,000 participants.
Yeah.
Or 500 participants. We're only going to open it to 500 participants or something. So
Yeah, their tiers are 100, 200, 500, and 1,000.
okay, perfect.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's worth a shot. See what happens. But...
Yeah, I think beyond selling the book, selling the course might be much more lucrative for him because that's total dollar amount for him, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather than a book. If it's a $15 book, how much is the author making?
Like a buck, maybe $1.50.
Because he has a traditional publisher, right?
Yeah.
$1.50. So if we sold 100 copies, he'd make $150.
Yeah.
If he sold 200 copies, $300. But if he sold 10 copies of his course, that's like $3,000.
Yeah. And what we can do is you can just like webinar style do a pitch at the end.
Yeah.
Right. Close it. And then that'll and then we'll be affiliates for it, 50% commission on it. And so he'll make money, we'll make money. It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Well,
he'll probably need to sweeten the deal with some sort of discount, but yeah.
That's what I was going to say. We could either sweeten the deal. I was thinking more along the lines of like each of us could talk for a half hour or so about how we implement what's in the book or something like that.
Yeah.
And throw in the videos, or if one of us or some of us have courses or books or cheat sheets or other things that we can toss in that are relevant to it.
Yeah, I have 3 different productivity courses that sell for a couple of $100 all the way down to $50.
Right. So we could throw in, 1 or 2 $50 products or $30 products or something, and just, you get this if you buy it today.
Yeah.
Yep. Mine is a $200 course that I can try to figure out how that would become a part of this package.
Yep.
Nice. Yep. Totally doable.
Because
We
then
just need
people are
James to
incentivized
pay
to
us.
do it now.
Well,
Well, I said then people are incentivized to do it now.
Yeah.
that's the only way you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, I
Actually,
got
we should be highlighting course sales as the highest point of sales for him.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Since he's already New York Times bestseller with the book, so course sales would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think it's a huge stretch for any of us to sell the course, sell his
No.
course, pitch it. So
Yeah. All of our audiences are tuned into this. Like my productivity course sold really well on Simple Programmer List.
Yeah.
And we know that works pretty well. So we know it's going to work.
Oh, speaking of JVs, I got a real good JV opportunity that came in. So Dan Locke's team contacted me.
Okay.
So they do a big JV. Like they've got a whole team that does their JVs. So they do a pretty sophisticated one. They already did a JV with Brandon Carter and Matt Tran from Engineered Truth, and a few other kind of bigger names. And so so they contacted me and they wanted to do a JV with me, and they do like minimum of like $100,000 of commission. So like in order to consider someone for JV, so they're expecting to sell like $250,000 worth of product.
And what is their commitment?
What is their commitment? Oh, it's like a full team.
No.
So-
What's their commitment in terms of dollars when they're saying 100K? Are they saying 100K just to get person to say yes, or are they saying we'll give you 100K no matter what?
Oh no. It's like, I mean, it's commission based. It's 40% commission. So it's like, I think their high ticket closer product is $2,500. So
Yeah.
so, but they've sold a lot. Like they sold, like I know Matt and Brandon, and so their numbers are legit. But
How much they sell?
Over $100,000 commissions.
For Matt?
Yeah.
Through his email list or YouTube channel?
YouTube channel.
Just a live?
They did a few different they have a whole launch sequence, right? So he did interviews. So I'll be flying out to Vancouver to film with Dan Locke specifically at his headquarters, his whole Bentley thing. And so that's one of the things that they promote. And then we'll be creating specific pieces of content. So a bunch of content that I'll be creating.
What are they ultimately selling? Like how to become a salesman?
High ticket closer. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's basically, it's basically the pitch is essentially that you develop, like in order to start a business or to make money as an entrepreneur, you need a high value skill first, right? To be able to make money, because it costs money to start a business. And so one of the skills, the most valuable skills you can have, is to be a high ticket closer, someone who can get on the phone and close deals, right? And so this training is based on the idea of teaching you how to become a closer, to be able to close deals for high ticket sales, and then you'll be able to make a lot of money in that career, but you'll also be able to use it as an entrepreneur. So it's a pretty good, I think it's a pretty good pitch, pretty good for a lot of, because it appeals to both entrepreneurs and to people that are just looking to make money. It's a good career.
I'm actually assuming this is more for people who are, I think this is more for opportunity seekers than it is for like entrepreneurial audience right away, right?
Yeah.
In the sense, people who are in the very early phases of trying to figure out what they should do with their business life.
Yeah.
So then, is it like try to sell high ticket so that you can like build a social media agency, or is it just like high ticket sales?
Just high ticket sales, just a skill, right? So everyone needs like they have their own team of closers, right, at Dan Locke's team, and so. Yeah, so I mean, anything that you're selling that's over like you know, $1,000-$2,000, you got to have someone closing the deal on the phone. So
Interesting.
I can attest to that with my sponsorships.
yeah. So this would be a valuable skill, right? For
you got
Chuck,
you
right?
got the first affiliate check
There
already.
we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Chuck is signing up for that course.
It does sound interesting, but yeah. I'm spending my training dollars elsewhere at the moment.
But yeah, I was on the phone yesterday with their professional copywriter, right? Their dedicated copywriter and content producer. So their JV guy that is basically coming up with the JV launch, all the content, all the stuff that we'll be producing for it. So it's like a serious deal. It's not like one of these affiliate deals where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, send these emails to your list, right? They're custom crafting. You know, there's a copywriter that's working specifically to custom craft it, just like, you know, Josh has been doing for for all of our affiliate deals. It's the same type of thing. They're taking that level of seriousness. So should be good. Damn. Should be a good opportunity, I think.
Yeah.
Plus, just the exposure with Dan Locke's audience, right, will be awesome.
Hang on, it's not the other way around. You are exposing your audience to Dan Locke. You are not getting exposed to Dan Locke's audience.
It works both ways, though, right? Just like, huh?
How's that?
Well, because like if you look right now on YouTube, like my 5th most watched view time video right now, that like for the last 30 days is interview with James Clear on Atomic Habits. Right. So people are searching for James Clear. They're finding my video. So same thing happens. If you get, it's association, right? With collabs, the value, a huge percentage of the value is the association. Right.
That makes sense. So if you're producing content with him, then his audience and anyone who's looking for him is going to find you too.
Yep, exactly. Shoot, I got to jump on a call in about 10 minutes. But yeah, anyway, it's a good deal, I think. So because I was trying to get Dan Locke on my channel anyway, and so now I'll just be able to go and meet with him, and his film crew will film us interviewing. So plus I'll be able to make some money doing it. So
sounds good.
That sounds like a fun thing.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you know, the I got for you guys, if you're trying to get, I don't know if you, I mean, most you probably have it, but I just put HTTPS on Bulldog Mindset, and it took me like 10 minutes. Literally, there's if you have to do this again, there's CertBot.
Yep.
Right. So I just put CertBot on my Linux server, and then there's a command you can run. It'll automatically get you an SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt, which is free, and then renew it.
Yep, I'm running that on my servers.
CertBot.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's super nice because you set it up, and Let's Encrypt forces you to renew every 30 days, I think, or 90 days.
90 days. Yeah.
But yeah, it just goes and auto renews it as long as your domain is still pointed at that server. It'll just re-up.
Yeah, it's awesome. It sets up a cron job. It automatically modifies your Apache configuration. It does everything. So pretty easy. I thought it was going to be a fucking headache, right? And also sets up 301 or sets up automatic URL rewrites. So
yep, super nice.
Yep. So now I have HTTPS on Bulldog Mindset.
Well, and that helps you with your search rankings and stuff because Google gives you points for that.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yep. And I got the confidence post posted out. So that's my huge pillar post on the site. So I'm selling like a ton of that Stop Being Lazy book too. I've sold over like 350 Audible copies.
Oh wow.
And like total copies sold right now of the book is over like around 3,000, like over 2,500.
2,500 audio copies.
No, total copies.
Nice.
Kindle
In
and-
1 month.
Yeah, about a month since the launch. Like,
How much is your takeaway or take home from that?
well, Amazon takes like 70% of the, or 30% of the Kindle, and then they take on the audiobook, I think 35%.
Okay. So
Or it might be there. I got to look up on the ACX. Because yeah, what's the deal? It's like, let me see here. It's it's 40%. Yeah, Amazon takes 60%, so you get 40%
on the Audible.
Yeah,
60%.
yeah, they nail you on the Audible.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
Why is that? Audible is.
because they can.
That's
Well-
exactly what I was thinking.
But even Kindle, they can.
It's harder with Kindle.
What do you mean?
Because they have to do. I don't know. Because they don't have like like the only platform. Right, I
More or
mean-
less the only platform.
They've got the biggest platform, but it's not the only platform, right?
Where
I mean,
else
they're
are people buying books anymore these days?
what's that?
Where else are people buying books?
I
I don't
mean-
even know, and I'm the book guy.
Yeah, there's
You
like
put it in a PDF and sell it.
Yeah, right.
You have a lot of options, so they've got to keep it
yeah,
because there's not a lot of overhead to selling an ebook. So you know they have to keep it low enough to where it's not worth it for you to go set up a shop somewhere else and sell them.
So the way this should be structured is there's a holding, not a company, but a holding entity that basically gets 50% of the sale, while each one of us as affiliate gets the other 50%. And then at the end of it, the 50% gets distributed amongst everyone.
yeah.
Is that the right
You're
way to
talking
think about it?
the masterclass thing.
Yeah.
That sounds fair to me. Just
Right.
off the top of my head.
Right. The affiliates sale is separate, and then everything else is separate.
Yeah.
Or not separate, but it's distributed as owners, and this is distributed as marketers.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly. I got to.
But then you have the upside from your own sales, from your own audience, but then you also are, as the owner, you get a share.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it also makes it so that we can set up other affiliates.
Yep.
And then if the sales aren't coming from us, or it's after the fact and they're not coming from us, then yeah, it just distributes normally and it doesn't matter where it came from.
Yeah. How far out are we looking to do this?
I don't know. It's up to you because you're the one who's going to be doing most of the work.
But
here,
more
so.
like by what time can we promote it and all that stuff?
I would say it'd be good to aim for January.
That's what I
January?
was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It'll hit nicely with the New Year's resolution, and then
Yeah.
like it's gonna be hard to get hold of anyone during the holidays and stuff. Like we're already hitting the time where like it's harder to interview people.
I might have some scheduling conflicts, so I'll let you know when those are, so we can work around them. Because I'm going to CES and I'm putting on another webinar promoting a mastermind product. So
mastermind product, what kind?
it's a SaaS that helps you manage masterminds and find masterminds.
Interesting.
Because people keep asking me how to level up, and one of the most effective ways I found is to get together with other people and kind of collaborate on that.
It is the best way.
So, well, it depends on how you operate, but for a lot of people, that's very effective because you have accountability built into it. So
what's the software doing?
it has a directory, so you can go find other people to join a mastermind with, and then it also has software that'll allow you to collaborate as a mastermind.
Interesting.
I got to jump off here. I got a call here, but
Okay.
We can call it quits on this one. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna do thoughts real quick, and then we'll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should we do thoughts?
Mhm. All right, so I'll start fresh from War Room. I think there are two schools of thoughts. One is that one is more along the lines of John, where it says you should initially build the personality business and then try to make it scalable. But then the other is just try to figure out how you make it scalable and in the process make it profitable as well. So no matter what, try to figure out how you can make your business scalable rather than you becoming the dancing bear. So that's my thought today.
I want a dancing bear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. His name is Tony Robbins.
I'd pay to see that.
The
Anyway.
biggest bear.
So my thought, I haven't contributed, in the way I usually do because I came in halfway through this. But one of the things that I've been thinking about is I have about 3 projects, 3 irons in the fire that I am literally imminently done with. Like I just have to put, like the Get a Coder Job book. I literally have like a chapter and a half left to write. My email sequence, which I'm not going to start sending next week because of Thanksgiving. I'm going to send it the week after. I'm literally, just 1 or 2 emails away from nailing that down. And I've already got basically an outline for some of the affiliate offers I'm going to put up there. So I just need to sit down and just get them done. And so, if you have trouble finishing, just pick one, sit down and say, okay, get it done. So today, come hell or high water, I'm going to have a rough draft done of that book.
Nice.
Next week, come hell or high water, I'm going to have that email sequence ready to go.
Yep.
Right. And so, you just have to look at it and just execute, because partially done, as far as the amount of work you put in is real close to being done. But as far as actually being able to execute and profit from it and things like that, it's way closer to not being done because you're not getting the result. And so, for me, it's that finishing. And the other thing is that sometimes I lack a little bit of confidence, and I find that delivering helps that. So there's also that element of it as well. So
nice. Mine would be basically like to double down on the idea of like sweat in practice. The less you bleed in battle. Oh shoot, I gotta take this. So yeah, with the marathon, it was like super easy because I practiced so well. I was able to like fly on the last mile. So fastest mile. All right, I gotta jump off. All right, see you guys.
Later.